definitely feel this needs to be addressed. I mainly want to focus on the black community because this happens a lot. You know, we always talk about how the black man is never around or is never in their children's lives. But let's look at it in another light. The men who are not in their kids' lives and the kids who grow up in a single-parent home could be because the mother doesn't know who the father is. We seem to fail to address the women who raise their kids on their own and know why the father is not around is because she don't know. Man, I was watching Maury yesterday. No, Maury Povich. And the title of this episode was something like, it was called, I Slept with 34 Men and Don't Know Who the Father Is. They had all these mothers who was a guest more than 8 times, and every time they show up with a different man who was the potential father, sometimes 2 at a time, Maury would read the note and say, "You are not the father. You are not the father." And I'm thinking to myself, damn, baby. You slept with all these dudes and you still don't know who the father is. Not to mention, you got another stack of men that you haven't called yet and break the news that they could be the father and they need to take a test. I look at it, if you like sex that much, why not use protection? You can't cock your legs open if you don't know the precautions when having sex. Unprotected sex at that. It's a trip when I hear women say guys need to step up and be real fathers, but hell, most of these women don't know who the father is. So how can you expect that from a man when you're irresponsible yourself? You say that you said the man is irresponsible. He's the one who laid you on your back. Okay, you mean to tell me you don't have a mind of your own? Are you that weak-minded that you let over 20 guys persuade you to lay on your back? Man, please, stop with the denial. Okay, most of these women don't admit to themselves that they know why the father is not around. Especially the women who just sleep with all types of men and they just sit there with a stupid look on their face when they find out that the man who they think is the father of their baby turns out is not. And the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And I'm like, God damn, baby. You just had a fuck party, didn't you? You and all these dudes. You know, it is a two-way street as to why children are raised in single-parent homes. Okay? You have a black man who just run around and have sex and don't know anything about being the father or even a real man. And then you have the black women who don't use better judgment in the men they sleep with. My black women, you reproduce. You can't just go around and have sex with different men. It's too much of a burden, especially if you don't know the means of protecting yourself and avoiding pregnancy. Men, on the other hand, we can't reproduce. We can go on and have sex all we want. Women, let's say you have sex with 5 guys and you get pregnant. Now one of them is going to be the father. And now you can't just go and just throw your pussy out there anymore because you got a mouth to feed. And it's not all about you anymore. It's about your child. Meanwhile, the other 4 guys are still out there fucking and fucking and fucking. Now, out of all those four guys, one of them may have a kid, and maybe 2 of them don't. I mean, you see what I'm getting at? It's in human nature for a man to breed. That's why there's more women than men. It's because, you know, you reproduce the human race. You know, that's why I believe, you know, young people don't need to be in committed relationships. But you know what? I'm going to say that for another topic. And I'll give my take on why men, especially young men, cheat. But as I was saying, ladies, you ladies have it harder than we do. You can't be a drive-through and let all these dudes come through. You have to protect yourself. Take the pill, or keep your legs closed, have some condoms, because they have them for women, or don't have sex at all if you don't know what you're doing. If you are more responsible, Your child won't ask or wonder when every man that comes in their lives, is he my daddy? Is he my daddy? What about him? Is he my daddy? You know, everybody want to address men who have kids and don't take care of them. They need to step up and be real fathers. But we also need to address the women who lay on their backs and don't know, out of all the men they slept with, who's the daddy. Come on, talk shows. Let's address that shit as well.